To explain by example, considering the following analytical challenge. You want to flag any vehicle that is red or blue coupe. This example will show the basics of applying complex logic to data analysis with DAX. I already opened the auto sales Excel file and the Power Pivot window is fired up. I am the sales table. Click on the blank column on the right. Enter an equal sign. Enter if. Since you are dealing with multiple parentheses in this formula, I prefer to enter both the opening and closing parentheses for each function when adding the function. Click inside the parentheses. Type the AND function and then click inside the parentheses. This function ensures the multiple logic conditions are applied and that all must be satisfied for the test to be successful. Type vehicle type equals to coupe including the comma. This is one of the conditions that has to be true for the test to be successful. After the comma, type OR and then click inside the parentheses. This is a second condition and still part of the AND function, but it can be one of the many different tests. Type related colors color equal to red related color equals to blue. This is the second part of the test. However, because the color is in another table, you have to use a related function to find the color of the vehicle because it is not in the sales table. Also, there are two alternative considerations inside the parentheses for the OR expression. Click just inside the final parentheses at the right of the DAX expression. This is the one that ends in the if function, and type special normal. Be sure to include the commas. Press enter or click on the check mark in the formula bar. The new column will display either special or normal for every vehicle in the new column. Rename the column Special Sales. I realize that a formula like this can seem daunting at first sight. As you can see, at its heart, the expression is an if statement. As such, it consists of three parts. A test. The car is a coupe that is either red or blue. An outcome for a positive result displays special. An outcome for a negative result displays normal. The only tricky bit now is the test itself. Since it's built on logic that is more complex, it requires a little explanation. First, you have stated that the test is in several parts, all of which must be true for a record to pass the test. This is done by using the AND function and then separating each individual test, of which there are two in this example, the vehicle type and the color. Second, you have to hold DAX that the second test on the color can be any of the several possibilities, two in this example. You did this by using the OR function and separating each individual test by a comma, although I prefer to build a complex function from the inside out, that is, by adding all the required parentheses first and adding what goes inside them second. This is not an obligation. You are free to build DAX formulas in any way that works. This example showed only two alternatives for the AND and OR functions. This is because these functions are limited to only two parameters. What is important to remember is that you will have to repeat the field for each comparison, just as you did here when testing the colors of the cars. If you need more than two alternatives for the AND or OR operation, then you will have to use the following logical operators. Armed with this knowledge, you can now build extremely complex logical tests on your data. If you are an Excel or Access Power user, then the learning curve should be quite short as the principles and functions are similar to those you are already using. If you have come from the world of programming, then the concepts are probably familiar. If you are just starting out, then just be prepared to spend a little bit more time practicing, and above all, Analyze the question that you want DAX to answer before starting to write the statement.